Hello, dear friends. Many ask me when the truth will be revealed, but it is already being revealed with the UFO declassification, with the film Sound of Freedom, or with the WikiLeaks files, among many other sources. But they are doing it little by little so that people can assimilate it. Opinion piece. Currency war. Return of gold. Cascading effect. Russia initiated gold. China followed suit. Financial consequences. Let's start. The decision by China, Russia, and India to create a new currency would shake up Western financial hegemony, said Colonel Douglas Macgregor, former chief Pentagon advisor. In quotes, "It's a new era that's coming, and there are already more than 40 nations willing to join this new currency. Of course, at the center, at the heart of it all, are India, China, and Russia," he said. In early 2023, the BRICS International Economic Bloc announced that it would soon begin to discuss the prospects of introducing its own currency to circumvent the dollar. The greenback's westfall. Analysts predict that the dollar's most likely path forward is to remain weak for the next few months. In quotes, "It may have been the dollar's breakout week," says a Bloomberg piece. The greenback's westfall since November has led a group of strategists and investors to claim that the world's main reserve currency has reached a turning point. If they are right, the consequences would be far-reaching for global economies and financial markets, they reiterate. Definition. Currency war is an economic and financial term used to describe a situation in which several countries are engaged in an indirect competition to weaken their national currencies in order to gain competitive advantages in international trade and the global economy. This competition involves a series of actions and policies that countries might pursue to manipulate the value of their currency relative to others. A currency duel could occur when two major currencies face each other in terms of volatility, strength or weakness in the foreign exchange market. For example, if the dollar and the euro are experiencing significant fluctuations and are moving in opposite directions, we can say that they are in a currency duel. Some of the tactics used in a currency war may include deliberate devaluation to reduce the value of one currency relative to others. This can make your exports more competitive on the world markets, as goods and services become cheaper for foreign buyers. The foreign exchange market, also known as the forex market, is where the different currencies of the world are bought and sold. The relative value of one currency to another is determined by several factors, such as interest rate, inflation, economic and political stability of the issuing country, among others. Golden future. In the post-Bretton Woods era, fiat currencies have steadily lost value relative to gold, exemplified by the 98% depreciation of the dollar. The erosion of purchasing power has exceeded the 2% annual target set by official policies, underlining the importance of gold as a stable medium of exchange. The possible introduction of a new gold-backed BRICS currency on 22nd August could accelerate the devaluation of fiat currencies and trigger a race for tangible assets. The return of gold as the cornerstone of the global financial system would mean a momentous shift in the balance of economic power. The introduction of a gold-backed BRICS currency could have a cascading effect on fiat currencies around the world and would have far-reaching consequences for Western fiat currencies, including the dollar, euro, and pound, according to Awaken 3D. The return of gold would bring greater monetary stability. Gold's role as substitute would impact price certainty for trade and investment, leading to low and stable interest rates, and foster economic development in emerging economies. By linking currencies to gold, a limit is placed on the amount of money that governments could issue, which could help to avoid and control inflation and provide greater monetary stability globally, as the amount of currency in circulation would be directly connected to the amount of gold in reserve. The emergence of a gold-backed currency would expose the inadequacy of Keynesian economics based on the constant creation of fiat currency out of thin air, which has shaped policy. Western governments must adopt classical economic theories and adapt quickly to the changing economic landscape. Keynesian economics is a macroeconomic approach developed by British economist John Maynard Keynes during the Great Depression of the 30s. Keynes put forward an economic theory that focused on the role of government in stabilizing and managing the economy in times of recession or unemployment. As investors seek tangible assets or hard assets, and currencies witness a awakening of major fiat currencies, Western governments will be forced to reassess their debt-based economy and monetary policies. This transition will require a move away from Keynesian economics and return to the classical principles of sound money, laying the foundation for a resilient, fair, and stable global financial economic landscape. This would be much talked about global financial reset. China. China's role as a tactical player. As tensions mount, China remains strategically poised to join the financial war. China has been cautious in destabilizing the dollar to protect its export interests, but now recognizes the threat to emerging economies, particularly those in Africa and the Americas. Adopting a gold-backed currency and a preemptive strike against the dollar would align with China's motivation to safeguard its economic interests. The idea of a new trading currency with a gold-backed system originated in Russia. Until recently, China was hesitant to destabilize the currencies of Western nations because of its significant export interests. However, the growing tension over Taiwan, coupled with the plan to raise interest rates and bankrupt BRICS members, has led to a deterioration in international relations. Russia's priority appears to be to undermine the dollar's dominance. Attacking the dollar financially could weaken the alliance's capabilities and create divisions among its members. Moreover, a Russian attack on the credibility of currencies would benefit Russia's financial position, which is already under pressure. Financial war. While it is unclear whether undermining the dollar would prevent conflict, it is clear that the world teeters on the brink of conflict. The consequences for the global economy are uncertain, with the potential for price inflation and financial instability looming. Amid escalating global tensions, the proposal for a new gold-backed trading currency is gaining momentum. Originating in Russia and designed to facilitate cross-border trade, this currency would aim to provide a stable and acceptable alternative to fiat currencies. The proposed trade currency is strategically designed to gain the support of all nations and alliances involved, and serves as a practical solution to realize the ambitions of the Russia-Chinese axis. By facilitating an Asian industrial revolution encompassing Africa and the Americas, free from external interference, the new gold-backed currency aligns with the aspirations of all participating countries. The new trade currency aims to provide the basis for trade finance and cross-border agreements based on solid monetary principles. By linking the credit growth and economic activity to gold, the currency seeks to avoid inflationary consequences and maintain purchasing power. Participating nations may place greater emphasis on the stability of their own currencies, seeking a safe haven from the consequences of the dollar's fiat nature. As the new currency gains acceptance, Russia may consider returning to the ruble to its own gold standard, and China may do the same with the renminbi. Resistance. Designed with 40% gold backing, the new currency adheres to the principles laid down by Sir Isaac Newton, providing a metallic monetary standard. As confidence in the scheme grows, participating central banks can retain minimum reserves of gold, exchanging the balance for the new currency. This approach would strengthen the fairness of their balance sheet and increase the credibility of the currency. The proposal for a new gold-backed trading currency presages a possible financial transformation in world trade. Designed to be politically acceptable and practical for participating nations, the currency promises a path to non-inflationary economic growth and greater monetary stability. By placing gold at the heart of the financial system, the currency seeks to guard against the pitfalls of fiat currencies and usher in a new era of financial stability. End of this issue. Reset news. The new Starlink satellite system is in place and would not only handle highly secure internet and social networking, but also personal banking and voting systems. Nations in the gold and asset-backed currency alliance would be free from the threat of war breaking out and would also be operating according to natural law or common law. According to the X22 report, people are noticing that their wages are not keeping up with inflation. The strategic oil reserve is not going to be replenished to keep the price of oil down. The Fed is about to tighten the screws on the biggest banks, according to Phil Rosen. The Fed's Michael Barr on Monday proposed tighter capital rules for banks. The banking industry wants that more regulation could weigh on the economy. Europe. Most of the world is fed up with the Ukrainian conflict, according to Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán. The European Union is preparing a €20 billion fund to supply Kiev with military supplies. Turkey will not jeopardize its ships to help Ukraine export grain. The Swedish embassy in Baghdad is set on fire after a new permit to burn the Koran. Use of hallucinogenic mushrooms. A report published on 27th June by the Wall Street Journal states that use of hallucinogenic mushrooms and other psychoactive drugs has become very common among directors of technology companies located in Silicon Valley, California, where private parties and meetings are frequent, where mushrooms, ketamine, LSD and other illegal substances are consumed, according to the newspaper. Americas. The Mexican peso continues to appreciate against the dollar, which at the close of trading on 18th July was trading below 17 pesos, a barrier not broken since 2015. Argentina is interested in joining the BRICS and will not follow European Union advice. IMF wants that Argentina must remove exchange restrictions and multiple currencies. Petro calls British ship to detain migrants at sea a concentration camp in quotes. 7 roads in Peru are blocked by a nationwide protest against the government. More than 100 aftershocks to the 6 6.8 earthquake in El Salvador. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.